Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. Third time's a charm, so hopefully I will get this recorded this time. This is a combination of ideas from a class I'm taking at Hey Little Magpie, and another that I'm taking from MK Gunn and Janet Fritz called Memories, the Making of Me. I'm using Gingham Garden, which I picked up at Joann's. I have some ephemera, I have the clear stickers, I have some foam hearts, and the project pack that you see there. I also pulled these letters out, but they don't go with it. There's heylittlemagpie.com for the class that I'm taking, but I can't show you the sketches that I'm using because that's paid content. So I'm just flipping through the project pad here and showing you what's in there. I have these 3 photos all taken in the summer of 1969. That baby right there is me. And my older sister is holding me, and my mom and brother are in that picture. And I'm using this idea. It's an I Am From poem template, and the original poem is from George L. Lyon, and then the poem template came from Levi Romero. I just want to make it clear that this idea is not original to me, and I wanted to give credit where credit is due, and I will put that information in the description box below as well. And I'm creating some pretty layers for one of these pages. And I haven't decided whether these are really 2 single pages that happen to coordinate very well, or if it's a single double page layout. I don't know. I only have 1 each of these sheets of paper, so I am trimming them down. I've already used this pad for 1 layout, and I'm trimming everything down so that I have the extras to use in other projects or even on the other page of this layout. And here I had to change my adhesive. I ran out. So even though it looks like there's a lot of green back there, there's really only about a 1.5 inch strip that's behind that. And then I do the same with the floral. And once I have all the edges torn, I do ruffle them up a little bit so that the white edges show. I don't often do that, but I liked that for this page. So the class that I'm taking from Janet and MK, there is a lesson each month, and then there's a live Zoom where we work on things and chat. I don't get to participate in the live one, but I always watch the other one. It's running from January through December of this year, 2024, but it's not time sensitive. You could sign up now and just watch the pages or the lessons and the Zooms at your leisure. There's a Facebook group that accompanies it, and so it really would work fine to go ahead and sign up now. And it's about scrapbooking yourself, which sometimes we leave ourselves out of our scrapbook, and I think it's important not to do that. And so one of our first assignments, or actually our first assignment, was to talk about your name. That was the prompt that was given. You don't have to certainly do it any certain way, but I liked that idea, and I wanted to include it in this album that I'm making. And so I have some photos here. I actually end up moving one of these 2 that you see now to the other page. But I'm going to talk about my name and who named me, where it came from. And on the other page, I will use that Where I'm From poem. So I have these clear stickers, and I wanted to use them, but then I realized they're not going to show up nicely. So I took some time, I put them on white cardstock and trimmed them out. And even though one of these pictures is black and white and one is in color, I decided to pair them together anyhow. One of them is my mom and dad and one of my brothers, and the other one is all 4 of my siblings and me in the stroller and my dad kneeling down there. I don't have many photos of all of my siblings together, so this is a rare one. I pulled out this yellow sticker. It says These Little Moments, and I added it to the top, and I made sure it's a pretty subtle yellow, but I made sure to add that in other places on the layout because yellow wasn't a color. I was kind of introducing it as a new color here, so I wanted to make sure it was repeated in other places. And I'm going to glue that at the top. The Hey Little Magpie class is certainly a watch it at your own speed and do it at your own pace. But there are sketches and good directions and videos to watch. And again, I will put links for both of these as well as the Where I'm From poem idea in the description box below. So I hope you'll check those out. I pulled out my Tim Holtz word stickers. I have been using this, for at least 2 years, maybe 3, and there are still so many words in here. I'm sure eventually I will just put it on the giveaway table at a crop, but I'm still enjoying using it. So now I added a glassine bag, and every time I add one of those, I'm reminded of Kelsey Cherry, who scrapbooks on YouTube. I enjoy her layouts and her videos, and she often uses glassine bags, so I think of her when I see those. So now I'm just thinking about what else I want to put here, and I did skip through a lot of it because this layout actually took me a long time. And part of that was that it was spread over several days. I didn't have a big block of time to scrapbook, so I was doing half an hour one night, an hour another night, and things like that. So if the video is kind of choppy, I do apologize for that. I'm adding a few other stickers. I decide to go with these birds, and there will be some on both pages. So the journaling on this page says, I was born into a house full of teenagers over a decade after Mom and Dad thought they couldn't have more children. Surprise! If I'd been a boy, Mom would have named me Danny Crane because she loved the song Danny Boy, and Crane was her maiden name. But since I was a girl, Dad chose my name, Lisa Ann. And the Ann is after my mom. So I'm adding some little bits here and there. In this sticker, I told about each of the photos, where they were taken, and just about when they were taken. I had to trim it down to get it to slide under there because some of the glue was not. I was going to rip things if I tried to lift that layer up anymore. So the black and white photo was taken on a trip to Hershey and Gettysburg, which is the only trip that all 5 of my mom and dad's kids went on together, because my sister was 18 at that time and I was 6 months old, and that was the only trip that we were all on. The color photo was taken at Parker Dam State Park, which is near where we grew up in Pennsylvania. This page is just about done. I do add some enamel dots, but that is not in the video. Okay, and now I'm working on the other one, and I decided that instead of having the white piece along the edge there, that I wanted to repeat this floral paper. So I trimmed some off. And there are 2 different pieces because I didn't have a whole 12-inch piece, but I just covered them up with embellishment cluster that was going to go in that general area anyway, so you can't tell that they were pieced together. And I like that there's a little bit of the floral in the page on the left, and I've pulled it over to the right as well. You can see that I've also torn some of the gingham plaid or check paper and repeated the peach color paisley that is under there. And I'm also repeating the Elizabeth Craft Designs die with the tab at the top as a place for my photo. that's going to go there, and I repeat the tearing on that as well. I didn't have very much. I had to be really careful. I did not have much room to get this edge torn, but it worked out anyway. This photo was taken in front of the house where my family lived when I was born, and in fact, I lived there until the day I got married. I never moved from home until I got married. And again, I'm putting this clear sticker on some white cardstock and trimming it out, and that's going to create a little shelf where some embellishments are going to sit, and the photo will go there. And now I have put the poem on. I didn't have you watch me writing that, but it says, where I'm from. I'm from the AM/FM radio on the Formica counter and the phone with a curling cord hanging on the wall. I'm from the house on the hill built by my family's hard work long before I was born. I'm from fragrant forsythia and lilacs, the weeping willow and peeling birch trees. I'm from 4th of July picnics and company for dinner. I'm from camping at Parker Dam, from Chuck and Ann, from Bible stories and lullabies, from dogs barking. I am from I love you and God loves you, and singing she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes, from the red and white Childcraft songbook. I'm from Vacation Bible School in a musty church basement, from Pennsylvania and salt of the earth people, from corn on the cob and pumpkin pie. I'm from reading books and playing on the swing set and riding on the tractor with Dad, from baking cookies and watching Mom sew dresses. I'm from road trips and small motels and a cooler packed with sandwiches. I'm from listening to Grandpa Crane tell stories around the table and a trove of family photos in mismatched frames perched on polished wood furniture and hung on the wallpapered walls of home. So I'm just about done with this layout. I've put a yellow butterfly and some flowers there on the left and a blue bird. The flowers and butterfly are repeated underneath the photo. And I'm adding some enamel dots so that those are repeated from one side to the other. I've debated back and forth about adding some white splatter, and I still haven't decided. I may cover up the photos in the poem and put some white, Dina Wakley white gloss spray, but I don't know if I will or not. So if you have an opinion, you can put that in a comment below, whether I should add the white splatter or leave it as it is. Overall, I'm really pleased with this layout because I think it tells an important story about my life and where I'm from. So I'm happy for the chance to get this recorded. There are some still shots coming in just a moment. I appreciate you joining me today, and again, I will put links for these resources in the description box below. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Goodbye.